Right, now this looks a bit silly, but it's a better representation of how the bow will actually work, because your hand would be there, the pistol grip comes out here, so the pressure point would be about there, and I've marked with tape where it will be drawn, because a flipper release sits just below the nock of the arrow. Now you'll see as we pull it, it rotates into the correct orientation, and we can get a much better look at the tiller, ignoring all the creaking and groaning. You see, it starts to look a lot more sensible now, doesn't it? And there's £50 just about where we need to be. You can see I've got it braced now. I'm not sure how hard I dare pull it. Creak, groan. That left's looking that's not bad. I think the left looks weak there, or is it that knot that's doing it? Very difficult to say. That's looking pretty good. That's right, it's a little bit stiff there. That's certainly close enough. I'll narrow the tips. What I'll do is, because of these two knots, I'm not going to narrow them from right back here. I'll just get them to dive in suddenly from there. Keep a bit of width here, and you can see there's string contact here, so I'll probably leave it full width there, maybe add string catchers. I want to go for decent stability so the string doesn't pop off every time I shoot, but that's looking very promising. It hasn't fallen to bits, it creaked and groaned a bit. I'll probably start making the real thing. I'll measure the actual draw length and the brace height, taking the back of the bow, which I've got a line for somewhere. Yeah, there we are. That line I think is the back of the bow. Because where do you measure draw length and everything from with a flight bow? Is it the belly or the throat of the thingy or the brush rest or whatever? But length of arrow is from the brush rest, and the draw length as a whole doesn't actually matter. I mean, it is what it is, and this isn't going to comply to any set of rules or regulations or anything, because to be honest I don't give a damn. I do this stuff for my fun. I think most rules and regulations are barking mad anyway. My rules and regulations are, it's a wooden bow and a wooden arrow. With one turn taken off me magic string toggle, that's down to a much lower brace, but it lets me look down the string line, and you can see that limb tips over on the skew, and the ideal string line would be here, so I can narrow it from this side a bit. This one lines up fairly well, but you can see not on the same line as it was before, and that's my two funny knots, and you can see there's tiny little signs of pinches there, so I don't want to remove any wood there at all, so I'll sort of narrow it from here. But I think basically I can narrow those tips a bit and then actually start making the sort of proper version of this. I was trying to measure brace height and that, but I was getting confused whether I'm going to the back of the bow or the belly of the bow or what. I think we're looking roughly at a 5¼ inch brace and a 24-inch draw. That would be measuring the draw to the back of the bow like you would with a normal conventional bow, which, as it's a 20-inch arrow, that implies a 4-inch overdraw. But of course you've got the thickness of the bow, and if you call that an inch, that would be a 3-inch overdraw. But like I say, I'm not actually worried about rules and regulations. But yeah, pleased with the progress. I pressed on yesterday and got the various bits of timber cut out for the side pieces of the new riser. It was pretty hard work because drawing it up's bad enough, but then when you're trying to manufacture it and get the overlap right and put the chamfers on the right side and make a matched pair, left and right handed rather than identical, it's all rather hard work. And then you try and clamp it up and the glue slides, and did my head in. So this one I put a couple of tacks in to hold it still before I clamped it. Anyway, let's see what they look like. Let's get the clamps off. And we can see how it goes together. So that's the outside of it. So it will be slim where the limbs are, and there'll be a nice shoot through. That chamfer makes the shoot through look a lot prettier, doesn't it? So yeah, I've got a lot of work to press on with that, but it's coming on nicely. It should look quite handsome when it's finished. I might even finish it nicely just for the fun of it. Well, that's enough for now. I'll get this video done and published.